Okay, it's a busy day, but I want to throw this video up here to help somebody, to give them some tips on what to do when something unexpected or even expected comes up and you have to plan your fasting lifestyle around that event. That's what we're going to talk about. So I am leaving for a retreat and I will be gone from Thursday through Sunday, and I am an intermittent faster. And how am I going to do it? Because I'm going into a situation where I do not control what food there is. I do not control when the food is offered, and I do not control how many times in the day it's offered. So what am I going to do to stay on track and stay successful throughout this weekend? Well, first of all, I'm not going to expect perfection. I won't be perfectly on my schedule of one meal a day, fasting 20 to 24 hours a day right now. I just won't. I am going to want to partake in different meals, probably maybe even 2 a day. And I want to do it in a way that is responsible and that's still in line with my goals as an intermittent faster. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plan out my fast. I have decided that I am going to skip breakfast every day. I do that anyway. It's no big deal for me. I can easily fast through breakfast. And that'll give me a good 18 hours a day of fasting. So right there, I'm fasting 18 hours, which is so good for you. And that's what I'll be doing. In the morning, when everybody else is having breakfast, I will be sipping on coffee or I'll be sipping on water. I'm going to take my 40-ounce water jug with me, have that filled all the time. I will take my unflavored electrolytes to have in the morning like I usually do. The coffee, I've already found out it's available. It's fresh. I can make it anytime. So I will have a cup of coffee that I can have in the morning and carry around. When you are in a situation where other people are eating and you're not, you're less conspicuous, you're less noticed if you walk around with a cup of coffee or water. That's just a trick. That's what I do. When I'm in a social situation and everybody's eating, if you have a cup with something in it, coffee, you're less noticed. People aren't going to notice half the time anyway. But if you have people who are coming, aren't you going to eat? I'm just going to have coffee, and you can sip it and the subject is dropped. So that's one of the things that I do. I walk around with coffee or water, especially in the mornings. I don't have breakfast. So that's the first thing. I'm going to fast in the mornings. I'm not going to have breakfast. Now, lunch and supper. Usually I eat 1 meal a day. I may partake in 2 meals a day. I haven't decided, but I do know my personal rules is I do not snack between meals. And when my window is closed after my evening meal or my late afternoon meal, I'm not going to eat again until lunch the next day. So I have those guidelines pretty much on point in my mind. My mindset is right where it's supposed to be. I'm fasting for the breakfast. I'm not having snacks. And I may have 1 or 2 meals. I've already established that that's what I'm going to do. And that helps to remove stress off me. I'm not walking into a situation thinking, when I get there, okay, what am I going to do? When am I going to eat? Maybe I'll skip this. I already know in my mind. I have it planned out. I planned for success. I'm not eating breakfast. I'm going to have 2 meals. After my second meal, I will not be having snacks. It's not hard. It just takes planning ahead. I have found since I started intermittent fasting, I realize how much we unconsciously are eating, how much we grab food without thinking. But if you have it in your mind that I'm not eating after this certain time, I'm not snacking, you're less likely to do that. You're less likely to overeat. And one of the things that I always did when I went on retreat was overeat. I don't do that anymore. I walk into the retreat, and sometimes I even lose weight on a retreat because I am just sticking to my schedule and it's easy to do. But the key is planning ahead, knowing what you're going to do. You can't control everybody else. You can't control the food that's there. You can't control when it's going to be served, but you can control how you approach it, when you eat, and when you close your window. So make that determination ahead of time. And what this does is it keeps the stress down. You get there, you can enjoy yourself. You have your time, your mental clock of when you're eating, when you're not into eating, and it keeps you from overeating. That keeps you from overindulging because we are human, and sometimes we think, oh, I'm on vacation, I'll just eat what I want, whenever I want, as much as I want. When you do that, you can actually have a setback by the time a 4-day retreat is over. I plan ahead, and it takes the stress off me. I don't have to make decisions. I may have to make decisions between what's better and good for the food. It probably won't have a best decision, but I will pick the better. That's going to make it successful, and it's going to make me so I don't feel Sunday coming off the retreat like, oh my gosh, I really got to make up for what I just did on this retreat. You can enjoy the time and have fun with other people and still enjoy food without overindulging. As we are humans, what keeps us on track is when we set up in our mind and have those guidelines ahead of time, and we are prepared and set up for success. So planning when you're going to fast, plan what would be the best choice when you do eat, when you're going to eat, when you're going to close your window. Make sure you have your water, make sure you have coffee or tea if you want tea, but all those things help to keep you successful through a weekend. You can enjoy the time and still be enjoying it when you go home and not worried that you overindulged in whatever food was there. And lastly, if you want, it's nothing wrong with taking something with you. I plan to take some nuts, and I'm going to run to the grocery store here shortly and probably get some avocados because I love avocados. I like them every day. They give me good fats. They give me good nutrients. They're nutrient-dense food. When I eat them before I have a meal, they help me not to overeat. It helps keep my hormones balanced because I'm getting so much good nutrients. And that's one of the keys is I'm going to be away. I'm going to not be sleeping in my own bed. I'm not going to be on the same routine. I'll be getting up at the same time, 3:30 in the morning, but I will be going to bed a lot later. So I won't have as much sleep. I won't be in my own bed. I'll have food that I probably may be food that I wouldn't choose for myself. So I'm going to be in a different routine. And if I eat foods that are nutrient dense and eat them at a time I was supposed to, it will help keep my hormones balanced. It'll help keep stress levels low. And that's what I want. I do not want any sugar, insulin spikes, cortisol spikes. I want to be comfortable, at peace, and feeling good. And I can do that or help with that if I watch what I eat and when I eat. So I'm going to be paying attention to that. One of the great things about fasting is I make it fit my lifestyle. I don't make my lifestyle fit fasting. I make fasting fit my lifestyle. And that's what I do when I plan ahead. So this is a good way to look at if you're going, what's coming up? Thanksgiving's coming up. Christmas is coming up. Different things are coming up. You can put these tips into place. And remember, Christmas or Thanksgiving, those are one-day celebrations. They're not week-long celebrations. So you can easily have your celebration, have something extra if you want it, but get right back on track. But before you go there, plan ahead. When are you going to eat? When are you going to open your window? And when are you going to get right back on track fasting with your black coffee and your water? It's easy. It helps me to be successful. It helps me get right back on track. And so that's what I'm going to do. I hope this video helped, and I will see you in the next video.